Shalom, 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 shalom. This is your brother Itazawan, which is to say mighty in the Paleo Hebrew from Camp Yashawan, which is to say the upright ones. This is your brother, an aspiring prophet, right? Here to talk to you today, here to talk to you repenting and soon to be repented, Israelites and Gentiles of the nations, right? This is how to lead your households, man. This is it. We're going to be getting into how to lead your households today, right? So first off, I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm just going to point out a couple verses and, we'll take it from there. But let's get Sirach. Let's get Sirach 27:1, right? For those of y'all who don't know what Ecclesiasticus or Sirach is, right? This is one of the books that was taken out of the Bible, out of the section, the Apocrypha, right? Do your research, look into that. This is a book of wisdom. But today we're going to be starting at Ecclesiasticus 27:1, right? Many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away, right? As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones, so the sin stick close between buying and selling. So men, right? As a man, we already know we're supposed to be providers of the household. We're supposed to get out and go get it, right? That's biblically and just common sense, right? So a lot of times we get lost into getting that money, right? We get lost into chasing the bag, and we forget about who gave us the things that we've achieved. Right, we forget about the Most High God, right? And we start to sin, right? We start to hey, the Most High said it's easier for a camel to fit into the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to make it into heaven, right? That's crazy, man. And brothers can attest to this. If you watching this, once that paper start touching your fingers, you start thinking a little different. You start moving a little different. But you can't never forget who gave you that. You gotta always stay fast in prayer. Stay fast in fasting, right? Stay fast in being a man. Gird up your loins and fight them demons, fight them fleshly thoughts, right? Those lusts of the flesh. Right? Now let's go ahead. Keep reading. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. What is the fear of the Lord? To keep the commandments, man. You got to keep the commandments. Right, so that's what I had on that. Let's go ahead to 1 Corinthians. Sorry about that. 1 Corinthians 11:3. And it says, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So there you have it, women, men, and children, right? You have the ranks. You got God, which there's no being, nothing. There's nothing in creation above God, right? And then after that, you have his son, right? And everybody knows who his son is, right? A lot of people call him their different names, you know what I'm saying? But as far as who he is, we know who that man is. Right, and there's no man above him. And then you have men, right? And there's after Christ, there's nothing above the man. And after that, there's nothing above the woman, right? And then you have the children, right? So, women, why is it so hard for you to just obey a man? If you want a man in your household, if you want a man to take care of you, it not even necessarily to take care of you, just to keep structure, right? Just to keep you. Sometimes, women, you need to be put in your place. Right, man, we do too, right? But who's gonna check us? Who's gonna check another man, right? And it's not to say that you need a man. That's not what I'm saying. You could do perfectly fine without one. But if you want one in your life, right, there's certain things that you have to attribute to your life. There's a different thought process that you have to conduct yourself in if you want a man around you, right? And one of those things is obedience. One of those things is humbleness, meekness, right? You got to look into the fruits of the spirit. You got to be, it's so, y'all love this strong, black, independent woman, but it's okay to be weak. We understand you're strong. We know that. Everybody in history knows that. Y'all don't have to put on that persona, right? You're a female. You are supposed to be weak. Right? And weak, when I say weak, I'm not saying you're supposed to be just fragile enough for anybody to just run over you, and you're supposed to take it and not do anything about it, not speak up. That's not what it means. But as a woman, right, you are the weaker vessel. Stop trying to be a man, right? Just stay in your lane. Be fragile. Be loving. Be nurturing. Be sweet. Be kind, right? You don't gotta all the time. Just calm your nerves, woman. It's levels to this, right? But men, you gotta know how to take control of your household, right? You have to learn how to combat certain things, know when to speak, know when not to. You know what I'm saying? For you women, and that goes with men too. And you don't always gotta argue about everything, right? Some things just need to be that, right? But at the end of the day, once a man say something is not how it's going, then it don't need to go that way. Once a man says no, he gets the last word. I don't give a damn what it is. That's how it's supposed to be. Now let's get into Genesis 18 and 19. Right? Genesis 18 and 19. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. Right? So this is specifically talking about Abraham right now, but it's going into how a man should conduct himself. Right? You're supposed to raise your children up in the Most High, in the Holy Spirit, knowing the laws and commandments, knowing the real holy days, not these fake holidays, these pagan days, worshiping other gods and genocides of people and just weird stuff, right? Rape and murder, right? These are the days that y'all celebrate, right? You're supposed to raise your kids up knowing God, right? Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something. Right? This is Proverbs 22 and 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. A lot of us do that, but not in righteousness, right? We don't have good examples in the household. You got mamas walking around butt booty naked, right? Teaching their daughters that that's fine, right? You got mamas wearing all types of just stupidity, wearing all types of just weird stuff, and then saying that they wouldn't expect their daughters to wear that, right? Or saying they wouldn't want their daughters to be like that, right? But you're walking around showing that example. So what do you think your daughters are gonna do, right? If the man says no to his daughter, but the mom is walking around some type of way, how do you think the daughter's gonna act? She's gonna think, well, mom doesn't listen to you. Why do I? It needs to be structure in the household, man. Y'all gotta allow it to be structured, and y'all gotta train these kids up in a way that they should go, that's not gonna get them destroyed by the Most High, that's not gonna have them mentally torn down in this world, right? Thinking it was okay to be a certain type of way and running into problems later on down the line. For instance, women, you raising your young daughters to grow up and say, you know, my body, my choice, this and that. And why should I have to fear walking down the street looking like this? We live in a world with bozos and creepos. You have to put some clothes on, right? Man, same thing. Y'all teaching y'all you have to be masculine in your household. Your sons and stuff, you can't be whatever you want to be. You can't be gay, right? Y'all, we got to start enforcing this stuff, right? We got to start being men. Let's get it. Could have sworn I had one more. Yeah, I do. Okay, let's. Right? So it says, blessed is the man that doth meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding. He that considereth her ways in his heart shall also have understanding in her secrets. This is talking about wisdom. Y'all have to have, you got to have understanding. You got to consider her ways, right? Whenever you going off, look, the thought of foolishness is sin as well. Whenever you thinking about something foolish, you got to think, is this the wise thing to do? Is this the wise way to be thinking about this? Right? How should I go about this situation? How can I better my mentality according to this situation so that I can know what to do in the next time that this happens? Right? Go after her as one that traceth and lie in wait in her ways. Right? You gotta trace her. You gotta track her like you hunting food, man. You gotta lie and wait in her ways, right? It says, he that prieth in at her windows shall also hearken at her doors. Right? So if you gotta be trying to break into wisdom's house, man. You gotta be trying to break in. And you gotta be ready to listen, right? You gotta be ready to eavesdrop at her door, right? When she's talking, because she's speaking wisdom. Right? He that doth lodge near her house shall also fasten a pin in her walls. Right? Like I say, you gotta be ready to eavesdrop. You gotta be ready to drill a hole in the wall, not to be looking, right, but to be listening, to put your ear to. Right? Get you a glass cup and put it on the wall of the wisdom house, man, and put your ear to that glass cup. He shall pitch his tent nigh unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are. He shall set his children under her shelter, and shall lodge under her branches. By her he shall be covered from heat, and in her glory shall he dwell. Right? He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her. So the more understanding you get, which is through the law, the more you read into the law and you understand it and you start to contribute it to your life, the more understanding you get. The more understanding and the more knowledge you have of the law, the more understanding you can get and the more knowledge you'll obtain. Right? And as a mother shall she meet him and receive him, as a wife married of a virgin. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him and give him the water of wisdom to drink. Right? So you got to kind of make wisdom your woman. She got to be your woman, man. You got to take her everywhere. You got to listen to her. You got to treat her out and show her that you was listening. You got to do the things that she been asking. All right? And in return, she'll give you understanding. She'll give you peace of mind, right? So that's just some quickies into, running your household, men, women, and children, right? Children, you need to obey your parents. Stop being so rebellious all the time. It's really not worth it. 9 times out of 10, they're not telling you nothing that's going to get you in trouble. Women, learn how to be submissive to your man. And men, learn how to be men, right? You don't have to put your hands on your woman. Learn how to walk away, right? Learn how to keep your families together. Respect one another. Respect each other's rank. And don't run over one another. Respect what the other person likes, right? And respect the household, the king of the house. That's really what it comes down to. Because women, you joined yourself unto this man, right? Y'all don't understand that when a man puts seed in you, he just put himself in you. You're raising his seed. So you have to, if you don't want to obey a man and live in the way that he needs you to live in order to raise his children in the way that he needs them to be raised, then find a different man that don't care about that stuff. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to be obedient, if you don't want to live in the way that this man is asking you to live in order to respect him and in order to raise children in the way that he needs them to be raised to worship the Most High, right? Then you need to find another man. And you don't need to lay with no man until you know what it is he requires of you. Same thing for a man. You don't need to be laying with no woman if you don't think she's going to be obedient, if you don't think she's going to make you happy in the long run. right? So that's just some shortness, man. I ain't gonna get too long with it, but I want to give all praise to the Most High God. I hope this lesson was edifying to you. Y'all, leave some comments, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think.